All right, so this the videos that we're going to use, at least for a big part of our grupo de jóvenes, are going to be on the form.org website. Los videos que vamos a usar para el grupo de jóvenes vamos a ir a www.formed.org. Este sitio de web es gratis por todos que están miembros de la parroquia. So this is free for everyone who's in the parish. Have you signed up for it already? Okay. What I want you to do, one of you to do, is I want you to sign up for a new account, but I want you to use my computer so that all the steps get recorded. Okay. Because if you do it on my computer, it'll all become part of the video. Well, I guess then they'll see yours. Yeah. You know. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's not a good idea. Anyway, este es como ustedes registran por form.org. Ustedes, cuando están en el sitio de web, hay una cosa que dice sign up. Puede presionar sign up, y pues presionar I am an individual, la arriba. No, este es incorrecto. Porque todos pertenecen a una parroquia. Por eso ustedes marcan I belong to a parish or organization. Y dice create a new account y buscamos por la parroquia. Y el nombre obviamente es Cristo Rey Church, 4245 J Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. Presionamos next. Puede poner su nombre en la caja arriba, el email en la caja abajo. If you could put that in and tell me what shows up next. Yo no voy a estar porque yo ya tengo una cuenta, pero voy a decir que viene próximo cuando ustedes dicen sign up así. Going well for you over there? Okay, good. Hay dos personas que están aquí en persona, que están registrando por form.org en sus teléfonos durante este video. All right, okay, cuando ustedes ponen su número y email y dicen sign up, causa que ustedes pueden entrar en esta cosa de form.org. Okay. Si ya usted es miembro de form.org, este es como entran otra vez. Yo ya soy miembro, so voy a demostrar así. Soy miembro, voy a sign in en la esquina, porque este es por los que ya son miembros. Voy a poner mi dirección de email. Y voy a presionar next. Y después ellos van a enviarme un link a mi email que yo usé, que yo puedo usar para hacer sign in to form. Este email dice sign in to form, presiona la cosa que dice sign in now. Y este botón es un link para ir a form.org como miembro. Por eso estoy yendo a form.org como miembro ahora. Ok. Ahora yo puedo presionar Start Watching. Ok, ahora voy a hacer en inglés porque los videos son en inglés. Ok, our videos that we're going to use, at least to start, and you can use, if the kids get really interested in some other topic that's not on here, that's fine too, but we're going to start with this. So up at the top, you can see a little part that says Programs. Does that show up on your phones? Okay, so press Programs. And then go down to Youth Programs, press that button. And then click on the one that says Ydisciple. All right. And so when you go to Ydisciple, it should, you'll see this little drop-down menu. It's got a name and then an arrow. If you press on that drop-down menu, you can see that Ydisciple has a lot of topics that we can use that we can use with our grupo de jóvenes. They say we should start with this one called the invitation, but then after that, once we finish that one, we can just kind of let the kids pick whatever topic each group wants. So if one group wants to watch about, human sexuality, that's great. If a different group wants to watch about Advent, that's great. That's fine. You just watch whatever series they're interested in. But we're all going to start with the invitation, and then we'll move on to whatever one comes next. So, one of the things you can see here is you can see that there are a lot of extra materials that can help out, okay? So you can see down at the bottom, it says the invitation parent sheets, the invitation participant guide, the invitation leader guide, the invitation hoja para padres, because they know that there's going to be padres out there that can't read the English stuff, and then the invitation high school leader guide. The MS leader guides for middle school, the HS leader guides for high school. We'll just see for which one we use. We'll just see what's in your group. If it's mostly middle schoolers, you can use the middle schooler one. If it's mostly high schoolers, you can use the high schooler one. So basically what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to send, probably using WhatsApp or maybe email if some people are more comfortable with that. I'm going to try to send the parent sheets to the parents so that they know what's going on. If they want to come and do something similar just with the parents in a different room, maybe with Senor Destaleon or something, that's fine too. But at the very least, I'm going to send them all some kind of electronic copy of those parent sheets so that they know what's going on and they can follow up at home. Let's take a look at the leader guide really quick. Oh yeah, that's right. My computer's having issues with PDFs, so I'm going to get a different version, but it's still the same thing.
Which leader guide?
Let's take a look at the, let me see which one I have. Open up either, let's do the high school one. So the high school leader guide, the invitation HS leader guide. And this guide gives us some steps that we can follow to help it so that it's not, the kids don't just watch these videos, but that they learn from them and they also discuss. So like they give some tips at the beginning, but at the very beginning, we don't just get here and jump right into the video, right? We do something fun at the beginning. We do something so the kids can feel comfortable with each other, especially since this will be probably the very first or the second meeting that they're going to have. So we do a fun activity. It doesn't have to be the one in this guide. With these kids, they may just want to play outside, and that's fine too. We can go. There's some rules to go over just to help them respect each other. Okay. Then you pray, and then you start watching the videos. These videos are all divided into segments. So like right here, you say play video segment 1, Nick's story. So Nick's story is the very first part of the very first video. So you watch, it's maybe the video is maybe 12 minutes long, but you maybe watch 5 minutes. That's Nick's story. And then after you watch that first part, the video will say, okay, now pause the video and discuss things. And there's some discussion questions right there that you can go over the kids with and have a conversation. Okay? You don't, and if the questions, it's not like you have to go boom, boom, boom through the questions. You ask one, the kids respond, and then maybe you start talking about other things that are important to them. Some kids may not want to respond out loud, but they may be okay with writing something down on paper. Maybe mix it up and read their responses so that they don't know whose it is, right? So then you would go to the next video segment. Then you would go to the next video segment, the kind of people he invites, which is still part of the same video, and you have more questions there. Okay. Then finally, at the end, you do these takeaways things, so the kids can share The kids can share something they learned. Maybe you make some kind of commitment for the next meeting, like, well, before the next meeting, let's do this. Sometimes it's something prayerful or something like that, okay? And then there's a prayer at the end, and they said, don't forget to pray at the end, because the devil's going to tempt you to not pray at the end. The devil's going to tempt you to skip the prayer parts, but you need to do them, okay? And then that's it. That's a whole video, okay? So then the next week, we would just move on to the next video. We did the kind of people he invites for the first video, then the invitation is the next video. We would do something similar that week. There's more discussion questions in the leader guide. There's more suggested activities. The video is divided into parts, and you discuss after each part. And then we just go through that for 4 weeks until it's all done. After 4 weeks, maybe we do something fun all together that doesn't involve a video. And then your group can pick what they want to watch next. And then you just, that time you just go to the drop-down menu, you pick whatever topic it was they picked, and you start on that set of 4 videos, which has its own guide, its own parent sheets, and all that good stuff. So, any questions? I feel like that's a lot.
It's self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I would also highly recommend for you, the second thing is not for the kids, it's for you. It's Introduction to Ydisciple for Leaders. And it's a bunch of other videos that are not meant for the kids. This is for you. This is to help you get an idea of how you can do your job better. It was helpful for me because, it's been 11 years since I was a teenager, right? And so, for me, it's like, well, I wasn't, necessarily a typical teenager either. So it's like, well, what do I need to remember about these kids? And this is where you learn about how important it is to be contacted with parents. This is what gave me the confidence to call up these Ydisciple people and be like, hey, I need some tips, I need some help, and they gave me a lot of helpful suggestions. So, I would highly recommend, if you have time, to watch some of these, if not all of them, before our first meeting, so that you can get an idea of, how to best help these kids out. So, one of the things I said is pray for the kids. Don't just go into the meeting blind. Make sure you pray for them ahead of time. So, yeah. One thing I will point out is some of the video series, the discussion questions are right in the video. So, like in the Who is God series, there's a leader guide, but the leader guide isn't the same. It doesn't have the discussion questions in it. Rather, when you watch the video, when the video says to pause, it puts the discussion questions right up there on the screen. So that can that is sometimes something just to be aware of, is that the questions are sometimes right in the video. So yeah, pretty clear. Okay, great. One of the things too is I was talking with Father Ramon today, and I'm thinking that we're probably going to start our Grupo de Jovenes meetings. The first one is probably going to be on the 31st of August, just because I want to give some time for the kids to get settled into the school routine before they start coming here. Because, if we try to start Grupo de Jovenes and, school in the same week, it's, they're just going to be overwhelmed. So, anyway, por ustedes que están escuchando, nuestra primer reunión de Grupo de Jóvenes va a estar el 31 de agosto. Un recordatorio es que necesito su participación. Si yo no tengo voluntarios ayudándome en el grupo de jóvenes, no puedo hacer solo, no es permitido y no vamos a tener reuniones de calidad. Y por eso es como tan importante que unos de ustedes vienen cada semana para ayudar con su presencia, pero también con su ejemplo y su participación. Bueno, um, la otra cosa para recordar es que todos necesitan hacer um, su criminal background check thing. I don't remember how you say it in Spanish. La cosa para investigar sus antecedentes criminales y entrenamiento de ambiente seguro. Mónica y Sarah que están conmigo, ellas ya han hecho, pero todos de ustedes necesitan hacer estas cosas o para renovarlos si usted ya ha hecho. Más tarde voy a hacer un video similar a eso que puedo usar para ayudar a ustedes a ir paso por paso en en este curso para que todos ustedes puedan hacer. All right. Anything else you think this video needs? Okay. All right, I will save it then.